Wicked tones, you know.
It's like, I saw this on one of someone I follow's page, let's say, but you see it on everyone's fucking page everyone who has an Instagram account that's a bodybuilder that uses performance enhancing drugs. I hate using that term, just say steroids, like fuck. The cop out for every fucking natty goof who's so proud of being natty. Like, if you're natty, cool, man. Like, I don't care. I don't know why I should give a fuck. Yeah. I don't know why you give a fuck if I'm not. I don't know why you think that. It's like almost like natty people talk down to people who are on juice. It's like, okay, you don't want to live optimally or be optimal with like what you do with your body in terms of muscle growth and all this stuff. You choose not to do that. So you're just going to shit on people that do. It's like, I don't understand that. Like, you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe in your car driving over 80 miles an hour. Do you then talk shit to NASCAR drivers who drive 200 miles an hour around an oval at uncontrollable speeds and could die at any moment? No. You're just like, yeah, I just don't go that fast. I'm not better than you. Like those damn fast drivers and thinking they're so fucking cool. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. And stop asking bodybuilders if certain things, like someone asked this bodybuilder on like a question and answer thing, do you think that you can get a pro level top 5 Olympian without steroids? That could quite possibly be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I've heard dumb shit in my life. For you to ask that question and believe it, you're probably the same person who's in their 30s or mid-20s who on December 24th leaves cookies and milk out for a guy coming down the chimney. Like, you're fucking brain dead, right? Like, is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Anything's fucking possible. Some guy could have some myostatin deficiency, just be pure muscle and just like a freak of all freaks and just develop and look like that. The odds of it are so slim, I don't even think it's measurable. I wouldn't even say that it's measurable by a percentage. So it's like, yeah, man, stop asking these stupid questions and sounding so fucking naive. Like, this is the sport of bodybuilding, guys. It is a sport about drugs and using them to enhance your body. They're not to circumvent hard work. They give you an edge in helping you build muscle yourself and creating an environment that allows that to happen. But they don't automatically make you something you're not. I know guys in my life, guys I know that are top level bodybuilders taking doses that are half of what some random guy who comes to the gym and fucking does a bunch of bullshit in here and loads up leg press and stuff. He's doing half of his dose. He just responds better. He has better genetics overall and better work ethic. So it's like, stop this whole thing of like these natty people who are like shaming people who are doing steroids for like their sport. Like, yeah, if you want to be natty and compete in natty shows and do all this stuff, all the power to you. We're not going to shit on you. There's no enhanced guy out there who's shitting on natural people. It's the other way around. And it's just because these fucking natty guys are so insecure. You're too insecure to pull the trigger and make a move and like just make a decision that could impact your life. Like, you're gonna have to be conscious of your health more. You're gonna have to understand that things are gonna happen. But guess what, dude? All of us are gonna fucking die one day. And just because you were natty your whole lifetime doesn't mean you get a gold plaque on your fucking tombstone, dipshit. You just get a smaller coffin, man. To hang your hat on that and be so proud of it and like you're bad mouthing and trying to like, that's the number one insult that these lame ass people online who come after people, like when they have something to say, whatever, trend, man, do some more trend, bro, do some up the dose, man. Like, okay, I will. Your point? Like, it's not an insult to me. No. It's like, it's infuriating because it's just so stupid. Like the stupidity infuriates people more than actually like you trying to insult them. Because if the insult was at least intelligent, I'd be like, oh, you got me, it's pretty good. But it's just stupid. Like, up your dose, man. Whatever, easy to achieve when you're on juice like that. The fact that you're saying that, again, shows me that you're like of little intelligence. Your intelligence is probably like the same number as the weather outside, the temperature outside, right? In Celsius, not Fahrenheit. But it's like, I'm just so sick of fucking seeing that. I'm so sick of guys that are like even competing still that are top guys, and they're skating around the question because they don't want to deal with it, right? I'll deal with it. You guys are morons. Stop asking that fucking question. Stop being little children. Like, grow the fuck up, man. It's like, the most nonsense that you could ever imagine asking someone that question. Like, it's like saying to a firefighter, is it hot in those buildings? You go into where there's a fire? Does it get hot in there? Yeah, man, it's a fire. Like what? It's like, do you do steroids to compete in bodybuilding? Yeah, man, it's bodybuilding. I want to be as developed and as big as I possibly can, and that's what we have to do. And if I'm a firefighter, I got to run into the burning building to put out the fucking fire. I can't stand out front with a water gun going and hope that it goes out. So yeah, I was thinking that, all right, this is going to be super specific, so people who are watching that don't compete, sorry, it's probably going to be boring for you. My brain works in like weird ways, so. I was thinking, like, I always talk about people how you have to, like, because people want to ask me questions about this, like locking on lat, rocking on lat, letting out on lat, these terms I use, right? So the best way to equate it, because I'm always trying to like reference things back to what people in like real life scenarios can understand or like equate it to. So it's like when I notice like a lot when, this isn't bodybuilding, so again, sorry, super specific for people who don't care. But like when guys hit side chest in bodybuilding, so they set up side chest here and they get in their leg, and a lot of them, they'll reach here. So they'll throw, what the idea of that is that I don't want to just like turn into my pose. I want to set poses, right? So if I reach here with my pose and I let my lat out, so here my lat's out. I'm reaching down and my lat is extended like I'm doing a pull. So when I go to pull here, I'm literally pulling up through lat and I'm turning and hitting side chest, right? But that's what guys don't understand, where to set their arm, is my lat's still open. So I've opened my lat here and I've set into it. I haven't tucked it back in. I'm not going like this and then going and finding this shit where guys twist and turn and they don't know where to put this arm, is too far back. Whereas if my lat is, if I'm locked onto my lat and I literally do a row into my lat and I lock into my lat, so I'm here and I row, I turn and I'm set here. All I have to do is literally pull into there and turn and I'm on my lat. So I'm cramping here because this lat is forcing this shoulder forward and I'm rotating the other shoulder. So I'm not that tight here. Everyone thinks it's this tight, flex my chest over shit, and they get tilted. It's literally like I'm supposed to be flat across the top into my hip, just like I am on a front double, where I'm trying to create a taper. I'm trying to create a taper here in the sense that when I pull around, so if I look in the mirror and I pull around here, I'm flat across shoulders and I'm sitting here. But the only reason why my shoulder doesn't rotate any further is because my lat is open and I'm holding on my lat. I'm not just pulling my arm into my body and I don't know where to put it. You'll see how stupid that looks? So if I do it here, if I set my shot here and I'm sitting into my quad or whatever I do and I'm here, and I go to grab here, I reach out here and then I grab I'm pulling into lat up here. My lat is still squeezing, it's engaged, and I'm rocking here. I'm sitting. So I'm still on this lat here, tight, like driven into it. The same way you'd be here, right? So if we think about that in terms of the pose, I want to feel when I do that reach out where I'm showing my, transitioning into my side chest, where I'm showing my lat, or I'm reaching out and showing, and then I'm grabbing and turning and hitting shot, right? It's the same thing as when I lock here and I'm rocked down here, or I grab this handle in here, whatever grip you want. It doesn't have to be a pinata either, we'll show it on a cable. Pinata is just a better angle. It's a nicer machine. So it's the same thing here. If I imagine that I'm setting in my hands here and I'm obviously not rocking down, but I'm letting my lat go. So my lat is open now. And now I'm set into my lat. So when I rock here, down to there is where I can contract my lat. Down here is my side chest. So literally I'm standing up in my pose. So if that doesn't help you understand that, like, lat pull is not how deep I can get my elbow or how tight I can squeeze my elbow down into me. In the shot, which is bodybuilding that you do as a sport, people watching who compete, you're keeping your lat open or you will not hit the side chest properly. You won't know where to place yourself. And that's the number one thing guys do on side chest. They have shit side chests because, not that I have some great side chests, but I know how to feel my side chest. It's a natural pose. They're not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be like they're here and you see them thinking and then they're like, and you see there's all these variations like rolling. There's like the arms way back here. there's all this shit, right? Where I'm like, I don't know, we don't know what to do here because there's no lat. So I didn't grab lat here. I didn't show lat here wherever I want to do, or literally just lean down and rock. Even if I drag down in, I'm still open on lat. I can tuck here and hold lat. So I'm understanding that I can move off open lat. Just like I'm on open lat here, when I'm front relaxed. Here I'm on open lat. I want to keep that concept of open lat when I transfer. So I'm open lat again, boom. So I'm coming around and open back all the time. So even when I turn around, I'm open back again. Here, I'm hitting shots, bang, bang, bang. Same thing on tricep. I go here, I reach back, I roll open. My lat stays engaged the whole time to give me width and volume. If you don't have lats, you don't understand where your volume is, your shots are gonna be shit, right? So if I can't hold this posture, so I'm not trying to hold a posture right now, but my lat is out because I have lat development. So if I just pop up a bit, I just flare lats open a bit and let my arms hang on my lats, I automatically have better shape than I did here. So if I just punch lats forward a bit and hold here, I'm already tapered more than I was before. I'm already in shots than if I'm here. So if we don't learn how to engage on lat on machines, and understand like the lengthening of the lat when it's open and keeping it engaged when we pull through things, that's why your shots don't transfer on stage. Especially you guys who are doing this tight shit. So if you don't understand where to set your lat on a pull, and understand that my depth is here, because my lat is so open that I can't dig deeper than here. My chest is up, everything's where it should be, I'm not crunched. I can only pull to here and grab my lat. If I pull any further, I have to go like this. So I'm pulling to engage lat, hold. That's the same as rear lat, that's the same as rear double, whatever you want it to be, right? So if we don't understand engaging lat, which a lot of people don't, that's gonna make you suffer in your pose. That's what guys are having a problem with, right? And guys, especially in transition on stage, I see them. So like, they come up, first of all, they have to think about the front relaxed. Front relaxed in itself, by its nature of what the pose is called, is supposed to be fucking relaxed. It's not front get fucking freaked out and look like you're taking a shit. Like it's just rise, lift up your rib cage and put your lats out and let your arms hang. You don't need to be like this and like this. It's wherever my lats hang and I can be up tall. There's no pressure. So if you understand lats, you can hang here all day. You're not giving me your front relaxed going, and like all this panting on stage, like trying to find it. It's like my lats are open, I relax. I turn to the side. I don't lose, I don't go, and this shit, like, guys, it's supposed to flow, right? You're supposed to have a certain amount of posture or aesthetic as you're going through poses. That doesn't mean like every shot has to be like, I go from front relax here and I'm like stepping out like, and I'm like getting myself into like these flowing shots and like all this like whatever. It's just keep your posture through the whole shot. That way you don't have to set stuff. If I know all my shots are set off my lat, and when I know when I'm gonna hit front relax, if I'm still keeping my posture here, there's a really popular, really famous picture of Flex Wheeler, who's like, he's about to hit a front level and he's setting his legs like this, and you see him, he's over his hips. So he's not tense, he's just postured on his lat, and he's doing this. And there's this crazy shape to him, right? He's looking down because he sets his lat in, he sets his stomach in, and he pushes his quads out, and then he drives up through, right? So he understands where he's shutting his shot. There's a lot of guys on stage, you see them, they're either like, they get rigid, and they're, boom, and they hit a shot, and they tight as they can. That's good. It's better than doing this. It's like, just hit the shot, man. Just hit the shot and hold. Like Victor Martinez is the best. Boom. Smile. Tight here, tight lat, tight opposite shoulder, holding here. All day. Not flexing the shit out of his arm. Not pushing this shoulder forward and tipping like this. It's like, understand that the more you flow in your movements, so even if we take this inner grip here, so here I'm letting my lat go. My shoulder's up, but my pressure's down on the bottom of my tricep and my lat insertion here, I'm tucked down. So I don't need to hold that. All I need to understand is how to depress my shoulder, lock down into lat and shoulder stays in body, chest stays up. Now I can swing on lat freely. I don't know who in the world came up with the squeezing of the lat shit. The idea is to let the contractions fly, like slide down into low lat, so we're getting everything to squeeze down in, and then we're reaching back out. Squeezing in, reaching back out. It's not to go squeeze, squeeze, or this. Like, it's like look like you're watching a slow motion clip. Because someone's just like, the more I try, the more I pull, my back will get better. It's like these guys don't even understand the first concept about posing, and then when they go to pose in the posing room, where you see them on stage, they do this big, they're doing these grandiose gestures. That's a big word, holy fuck. They're like, you see them like walking out, they're like they think they're Ronnie Coleman, like, but all you're doing is just going like this. There's nothing happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we talked about before with like the quad stomp, like the boom, like this. It's like, have a quad to stomp, have motion through your body that develops into a pose. Like you'll see guys who have great front doubles, like Quentin at the Texas and the Tampa last few shows. When Quentin hits a front double, you know he hit a front double because it looks like something erupted. It's like woof, lats, shoulders, arms, bang, height, tiny waist. Something happens, right? And you see when Quentin trains, his movement is good. He flows through things. He allows things to happen. Same with guys who are great posers. You see them move a lot when they train. They're flowing through motions. They're understanding the sequence of movement. And the stiffies, they look like the stiffies on stage. And they don't do that well. Yeah. There's another one I wanted to do.